recent brazen digital bank heist, in which at least $81 million was swiped from world banks. The move also a way for the U.S. to respond to North Korea's third nuclear weapons test, which happened back in January.
A French Navy ship has detected underwater pings from at least one of the black boxes on board Egypt Air Flight 804. A specialized deep ocean search vessel is expected to reach the location within a week. Finding and retrieving the flight data recorders is critical. Obviously, they could hold the key into trying to figure out what brought that jetliner down. Search teams now believe they're within 3 miles of the black box, the maximum range for those signals.
All right, let's get an early start on your money this morning. Dow futures are lower after a resounding move yesterday. The average Dow was up just 2 points yesterday. Stock markets in Europe are mixed.
It's like a stock market joke. Stock market humor at 457.
Asian shares finished mixed as well overnight. Big important OPEC meeting today. Oil is higher. Buzz that OPEC may cap production, but we've heard that before. We're getting a pretty extensive look inside the American economy this week. June started with a ton of econ news, strong readings on consumer spending, strong home sales to start the week. But then auto sales hit a speed bump. General Motors suffered an 18% decline in May. Sales at Toyota dealerships slipped 9%. Ford posted a 6% drop. These are year-over-year drops, so it was a pretty strong May last year. Fiat Chrysler managed to post a small increase. That's because of strong demand for Jeep. SUV sales are a bright spot this year following the drop in gas prices, but some analysts are telling us the slump in May signals auto sales may have peaked. The industry sold a record number of cars and trucks last year. Now, some of those new cars may have defective Takata airbags in them when they roll off the assembly line. That's according to a new Senate report. How is that possible? Tens of millions of the older versions of these airbags have already been recalled. The newer versions being installed today, they're expected to be recalled as well, but likely not until 2017 or 2018, and that has some Takata critics upset. The bigger problem is supply. They can't make enough new airbags to replace the old ones, and Takata's having trouble finding other suppliers to help replace the estimated, get this, 30 million recalled airbags. Just almost unbelievable to think of the scope of that recall.
Yeah, it's not going away.
Exploding airbags.
Early start continues right now.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton go to war. Trump calling Clinton a liar with no talent who should not even be allowed to run for president.
Hillary Clinton launching a new counterattack on Trump. This happens in just a few hours. A foreign policy speech set to go after what she calls Donald Trump's dangerous plans.
President Obama diving into the 2016 fight, blasting the GOP, promising to campaign vigorously once someone clinches the Democratic nomination. All right, good morning. Welcome to Early Start. I'm Christine Roman.
I'm John Berman. Great to see you today. It is Thursday, June 2nd, 5 a.m. in the East. Happening now, police in San Jose, California, they are on alert preparing for a Donald Trump rally there tonight. Now, in the past Trump events, you'll remember this one, this was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They've been hit with protests, fights, arrests. So San Jose police, they've been holding tactical meetings to get ready just in case. Last night, a completely peaceful event in Sacramento, Donald Trump went after Hillary Clinton, unleashing a barrage of new put-downs. This came after Clinton slammed Trump University and Trump himself, calling Trump a fraud. CNN Sarah Murray, traveling with the Trump campaign, has more.
Good morning, John and Christine. On a day when Donald Trump took some harsh incoming fire, he fired right back. Hillary Clinton went after Trump for Trump University, calling him a fraud who is trying to scam America. And here in Sacramento last night, Donald Trump opened his speech, unleashing a series of counterpunches against Hillary Clinton, calling her crooked Hillary and saying she was one of the worst secretaries of state in history.
She's not qualified because she has bad judgment. Now, who said that? Bernie Sanders said it about Hillary. She's not qualified. So here are 7 points that I marked down, which I think are important. And they talk about Hillary and her incompetence. She's one of the worst secretaries of state in the history of our country. Now she wants to be our president. Look, I'll be honest. She has no natural talent to be president. This is not a president. They talk about me. Actually, a lot of people think I look extremely presidential. You want to know that? But do you really believe that Hillary is presidential? This is not presidential material.
Now, Trump's swipe at Hillary Clinton over foreign policy comes as she prepares today to deliver what she and her campaign are billing as a major foreign policy address. As for Donald Trump, he's back on the campaign trail once again in California, today in San Jose. Back to you, Vince.
All right, Sarah, thank you. The major foreign policy speech Hillary Clinton is set to give today will focus extensively on Donald Trump. Senior policy advisor Jake Sullivan tells CNN Clinton will reel off a list of what he calls dangerous policies that Trump backs, nuclear proliferation, war crimes, NATO, and banning Muslims, among other things. All this while Clinton is keeping her eye on Bernie Sanders in California, where they're neck and neck in the polls. Clinton flew to California last night following a rally in New Jersey. That's the other big state with a primary on Tuesday. CNN's Jeff Zeleny was there. He's got the latest for us.
John and Christine, Hillary Clinton going after Donald Trump in some of the most pointed and personal ways yet, saying that he's committed a fraud and he's been scamming the American people, all over that controversy at Trump University.
His own employees testified that Trump you can't make this up, that Trump you was a fraudulent scheme where Donald Trump enriched himself at the expense of hardworking people.
Now, as Hillary Clinton focuses squarely on Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders is out in California trying to win over voters. Hillary Clinton is flying to California today as well. She realizes that it's a very tough race. A new poll shows it's dead even. She's only slightly up by about 2 points. Bernie Sanders took a bit of delight in that Wednesday as he campaigned there.
And I'm shocked. You know why? Because you all told me the campaign was over. Yes, I wonder why Secretary Clinton and her husband Bill are back in California.
Now, Hillary Clinton does not need to win California, but she certainly would like to. It's the biggest delegate prize of all, some 475 delegates next Tuesday. That's why she'll be spending the next 5 days there campaigning, but also going after Donald Trump, including at this foreign policy address later today in San Diego, trying to present Donald Trump as unqualified and unfit for the presidency. John and Christine.
All right, Jeff Zeleny, thanks so much. Let's talk about all this right now. Joining us, CNN Politics Digital Managing Editor Zach Wolf. Zach, thanks so much for being with us. Interesting day shaping up in the presidential race right now. Hillary Clinton giving a speech in San Diego, her aides saying this is a major foreign policy address. This really seems to be an address that's going to be about Donald Trump and his foreign policy. What do you expect to see, and why are we hearing this today, just a few days before the Democratic primary in California?
Well, I think Hillary Clinton has long wanted to sort of pivot from Bernie Sanders to Donald Trump. She did that, I think, in the last couple of weeks. She still has to fight off these few remaining states, and the biggest delegate prize of all, California, happens. It's like you said, she can win, or Jeff said she can win the nomination without winning California. That's not going to be a problem because she's so close in the delegate race, as long as you factor in those super delegates. But she really wants to win California. Now, you know, in some ways, I think it benefits her at this point to turn and look at Donald Trump to sort of make this case of this presidential thing. It's like it's time to move on, I think she's trying to suggest.
I mean, she's going to call him dangerous. She's going to tick through a lot of different foreign policy comments that he has made, comments if not policies that he's made over past months, and try to paint him as a dangerous candidate for the presidency. Everything from nuclear proliferation. You know, he was even quote in the Hollywood Reporter, I think, was that big piece this week where he didn't seem to understand what Brexit was. You know, the European, the issue about the UK, you know, moving away from the EU. I mean, how successful do you think she will be on this?
Well, the other thing I think we need to think about is that foreign policy is the main place where she can distance herself from Bernie Sanders and place a contrast with Donald Trump. Foreign policy is not a place where Bernie Sanders has as much experience. So as she moves to look at Donald Trump, if she focuses on foreign policy, on what it means to be presidential, on what this means for the world and the consequences, I think that allows her to sort of kill two birds with one stone in this case.
You know, it's interesting when you talk about, you know, unfit to be president, unfit to lead. That's a message that President Obama is now starting to deliver whenever he can about Donald Trump, even if he doesn't mention Donald Trump by name. And it's not just on foreign policy issues, it's on domestic as well. The president gave a big speech in Elkhart, Indiana yesterday. I want to play a little bit of sound of it. See if you can guess who the president is talking about here.
When somebody says, like the person you just mentioned, who I'm not going to advertise for, that he's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
Now, President Obama cannot run for the office again, Zach, but you get the sense that he is eager to run against Donald Trump however he can.
Yeah, and he has been sort of kept behind the scenes for a little while, I think, as they sort out who's going to be the Democratic nominee. They want to keep him and have him ready to go when it really counts as we get through the summer and into November. But it's pretty clear that while the man does not want to use the words Donald and Trump, he really wants to talk about Donald Trump.
Can I ask you a little bit about this Trump University? All this new information we have from this lawsuit from Trump University, there's a lot of material there, and I've been sort of going over what some of these students, former students, have been saying about high-pressure sales tactics, about learning how to use maxing out credit cards, even if they have very little income or even homeless. To try to pay for the Trump University thing. Hillary Clinton yesterday tweeting the gist: Trump's for-profit university deceived and exploited students to take their money, and he has the gall to call the media sleazy. The Trump University con says a lot about Trump. If you can't trust him with your personal finances, how can we trust him with our country? Do you think Trump supporters who see his business acumen, or what they think is his business acumen, as a reason to vote for him, do you think the Trump University thing is changing their mind?
I don't think for diehard Trump supporters it's going to change their minds, but I think for the middle of the American electorate, the people who might just now be coming to this, the people who, if there are people out there who don't have a strong impression of Donald Trump, this is really important for them. The people who, might not like Hillary Clinton but might not like Donald Trump, as you're trying to sway those folks, that's where this is really important.
It's interesting to see, though, this was yet again an attack that was used against Donald Trump in the primaries that did not work. The Republican candidates, they did ads on this, and it did not seem to stick. Mitt Romney talked about this. It did not seem to stick. It'll be interesting to see if it is different now. Zach Wolf, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We'll see you again in just a little bit.
Oh, we will. Thanks, Zach. Time for an early start on your money this morning. Uber just scored its single largest investment, and it's not from a famous billionaire or a Fortune 500 company. It's from Saudi Arabia, the public investment fund there, parking $3.5 billion in Uber. Uber valued at $62.5 billion now. That means it's the most valuable startup in the world. The managing director of the Saudi fund will join Uber's board. The company's been operating in Saudi Arabia since 2014. It says 80% of its customers there are women. Women are not allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia. The deal makes sense for both sides. Uber is investing heavily in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia looking for more sources of income due to low oil prices. Every time I say that, women not allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia, it always just catches my attention. New information this morning on the murder-suicide that created panic and chaos on the UCLA campus. What we're learning about the crime and the victim, we've got that next.
I am so sorry, Miss Maroney. This personal essay is way harder than I thought. It's just not in my nature to brag on myself.
Not even a backdoor brag?
Oh, what's a backdoor brag?
Sneaking something wonderful about yourself into everyday conversation. Like when I tell people I can't watch musicals because I have perfect pitch.
Oh.
Some carriers promise unlimited streaming, but then automatically shrink your videos so they're not HD quality. It's not pretty.
Really?
Switch to Verizon now, buy 2 Samsung phones, and get a free Samsung 50-inch smart TV. Only on America's Best Network.
Headache? Motrin helps you be an unstoppable, let's rock this kind of mom. Back pain? Motrin helps you be a side-planking, even though you'll feel it later kind of woman. Body pain? Motrin helps you be an I can totally do this in one trip kind of woman. When pain tries to stop you, Motrin works fast to stop pain. Make it happen with Motrin liquid gels. Also, try Motrin PM to relieve pain and help you sleep.
Thank you for dining with us. Hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Whoa. I got this. Just gotta reach the check. Almost there.
I can't reach it.
If you have alligator arms, you avoid picking up the check.
What?
It's what you do.
I got this.
Thanks, Dennis.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Oh, that is good, crispy duck.
In a world that's trying to turn you into someone new, one hair color wants to help you keep on being you. Nice and easy. Natural looking color that even in sunlight doesn't look like hair color. It just looks like you. Nice and easy. Color as real as you are.
Dad, you could just drop me off right here.
No, I'll take you up to the front of the school. It's where your friends are.
Seriously, it's really fine.
You don't want to be seen with your dad?
No.
This about a boy?
Dad, stop, please.
Oh, there's Tracy.
What? Bye, Dad.
It brakes when you don't. Forward collision warning and autonomous emergency braking available on the redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
Bill, have you seen my keys anywhere?
I'll help you look. Maybe you left them in the bathroom again.
Just strangest thing.
The warning signs of Alzheimer's disease may be right in front of you.
It's all right, baby.
For help and information, call the Alzheimer's Association or visit alz.org/10signs.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
End the hot water wars. With a Rinnai tankless water heater, your family will have an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do. Rinnai, hot water for all. Learn more at rinnai.us.
Right in your stomach! Watch this!
Yikes. That ice cream was messing with you, wasn't it? Try Lactate. It's real ice cream without that annoying lactose. Lactate. It's the milk that doesn't mess with you.
Fathers who use steel pass down more than their tools. They pass down values. This Father's Day, give Dad a gift that works as hard as he does. Like dependable steel trimmers, starting at just $129.95, and legendary steel chainsaws, start at just $179.95. Real dads, steel dads. Find your Father's Day gift today at steeldealers.com.
This morning, the UCLA professor who was killed in a murder-suicide on Wednesday is being remembered as a brilliant scholar and a caring teacher. 39-year-old William Klug, a biomechanics professor, Little League coach, father of two. He'll be remembered tonight at a candlelight vigil. The man who killed him left a note behind, but police still have not released his identity or the motive. We get more this morning from CNN's Stephanie Elam.
Christine and John, a couple of tense hours here on the campus of UCLA as police were searching for an active shooter. Students taking refuge inside of classrooms, inside of buildings, staying in their dorm rooms, awaiting word for the all clear. That didn't come around until about noon or so. But at that point, police saying that they believe it was a murder-suicide that took place in a small office in the Engineering 4 building. They said that they were being abundantly cautious in going through the buildings and making sure that there was no other shooter who was involved in this event. But they do say that at this point, they believe it was just involving these two adult men who were found dead in that office. And classes are expected to resume here today, which is noteworthy as they are heading into finals here at UCLA, and graduation is scheduled for Friday. John and Christine.
Stephanie Elam, thank you. The mother of the 3-year-old boy who fell into the gorilla habitat at the Cincinnati Zoo made a frantic call to 911 moments after making the discovery. The audio recording has now been released. You can hear the mother calmly trying to keep her son from panicking before getting very upset when the 450-pound gorilla Harambe starts violently dragging her child.
Hi, my son fell in the zoo exhibit at the gorillas. The Cincinnati Zoo. My son fell in with the gorilla. There's a male gorilla standing over him. I need someone to contact the zoo, please.
Okay, we do already have them started. We do already have help started there, okay? How old is the child?
Be calm. Be calm. Be calm.
How old
Be calm. He's dragging my son. I can't watch this. I can't watch. Mommy's right here.
Cincinnati police have wrapped up their investigation. Prosecutors will review the findings and announce a final determination as soon as Friday on whether or not The boy's mother might face charges.
And he's just had another follow-up doctor appointment, by the way, and he's doing fine.
Good.
6 New York City concerts have been postponed by promoter Live Nation in the wake of a deadly shooting at a Manhattan nightclub last week. 3 rap concerts scheduled for the Irving Plaza Club. They've been called off this week after one person was killed and 3 others injured there. 3 other shows at the Gramercy Theater have also been pulled by Live Nation, which says it is meeting with New York City police to develop a new security plan for its shows.
Severe flooding has prompted the governor of Texas to declare a state of disaster across dozens of counties. This is Lubbock, Texas right now. You can see the rescue crews are raising inflatable rafts to get to people who are just stuck in the water. In Houston, you can see neighborhoods there completely submerged. A flood warning is in effect there until Saturday. Evacuations are also underway in Spring. Authorities rescuing hundreds of people. One man there says the situation is dire.
This is real serious. Do not play with this. You see what we're going through. And thank the Lord for good friends and family.
All right, more rain, more flooding ahead for Texas. Let's get right to meteorologist Allison Chinchar.
Well, Texas is going to get more of exactly what it does not need, and that is rainfall. Take a look at the water vapor satellite. Again, you can see all of this moist air that's sitting directly over Texas. We have a low pressure system that, as it shifts towards the east, is going to pull in all of that very warm, moist air, providing the necessary ingredients for more rain, again, which is the last thing they need. Because of it, we have flood watches, flood warnings, and even flash flood warnings in effect for the next several days in some spots, especially due to the delayed effect for a lot of the rivers, creeks, and streams. Look at the amounts. A lot of these areas widespread, about an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain, but some spots could pick up another 4 to 6 inches of rain again, and this is on top of all of the rain that they've already had. More rain also along the front for portions of the southeast and stretching up towards the mid-Atlantic.
All right, Allison, thanks so much. Next time you call a ride-sharing service, take a close look at the driver's face or the fact that he's 7'3". A future Hall of Famer could be behind the wheel. Coy Wire with this morning's Bleacher Report. That's next.
I was thinking super glue brush.
I like the nozzle.
Brush.
Nozzle.
So
nozzle?
Gorilla Super Glue, brush and nozzle.
Of course.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application, all in one, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. A higher standard of comfort.
What's the most awarded car company of the year? Ranking from top to bottom.
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
Better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer?
Oh.
Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
Get cash back for 20% of the MSRP on all 2016 Spark, Sonic, and Impala vehicles. That's over $8,000 on this Chevy Impala.
You don't let anything keep you sidelined. That's why you drink Ensure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals. For the strength and energy to get back to doing what you love. Ensure, always be you.
Brilliantly practical scientist Harriet Tuttle's search for a more efficient life concluded with an unorthodox solution. Harriet created 4 more Harriets. Together they were a model of efficiency. However, while identical, they had their own interests and their own retirement plans, each customized with a Raymond James financial advisor, allowing them to enjoy life separately and together. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
If your family outing is magical, for all the wrong reasons, you may be muddling through allergies. Try Zyrtec for powerful allergy relief. And Zyrtec is different than Claritin because it starts working faster on the first day you take it. Try Zyrtec. Muddle no more.
The call just came in. She's about to arrive. And with her, a flood of potential patients. A deluge of digital records, x-rays, MRIs, all on account of Penelope. But with the help of AT&T and a network that scales up and down on demand, this hospital can be ready, giving them the agility to be flexible and reliable. Because no one knows and like AT&T.
What is killing these people?
It's called AIDS.
I'll never forget him, and I'm proud to have known him.
Elephants. We feel a deep connection with these sensitive giants of the wild. Yet there is something you should know. As many as 30,000 elephants are killed each year by vicious criminals as demand for habitats, such as poaching and illegal ivory trade. We need your support now more than ever. For just $8 a month, you can symbolically adopt an elephant and help save them and other endangered species and their habitats. To adopt now, call us or visit mywwf.org and receive a free adoption kit as our way of saying thank you. Elephant lives are at stake. Please help save them now.
United Shades of America, Sundays at 10.
For the second straight season, the Cavaliers will face the Warriors in the NBA Finals and try to bring that elusive championship, like any at all ever, to Cleveland.
But they're going to have to get past Golden State. Coy Wire has more this morning's Bleacher Report. Hey, Coy.
Good morning, Christine and John. Defending champs are just 6 and 7 all time when the same two teams have met in the finals in consecutive years. So could this be the year for Cleveland? They haven't won a pro sports championship in 52 years. They fell just shy last year, but remember, LeBron's squad wasn't at full strength in the finals. No Kevin Love. They lost Kyrie Irving in game 1, but this year they're full throttle. But so are those Warriors. They set the NBA's all-time regular season wins record, but what would it all matter if they were to be defeated by the Cavs in the finals? After all, the ring is the thing. It's going to be two of the sport's biggest and brightest stars going toe-to-toe in the finals. LeBron's 6th straight appearance. He's won 2 of them. Curry's won 1. LeBron has 4 MVP awards. Curry's now got 2 in a row. But this kind of baffled me. Curry makes just 1/4 of that which LeBron makes in endorsement dollars. He has some years to make up for that, though. NHL Stanley Cup Final. Penguins hosting Sharks. Game 2 overtime. And Sid the Kid Crosby wins the faceoff. Tips to Letang. Connor Sheary has a lane. That's game. Crosby had won 17 of 24 faceoffs in this game. The captain came through clutch. But how about the 23-year-old rookie, Connor Sheary? Brought up from the team's AHL affiliate midway through the season, now with 2 goals in his first 2 games of the Stanley Cup Final. In Game 2, hero Penguins take a 2-0 series lead. Game 3 is Saturday in San Jose. This just in, 7'3", 340-pound NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is on the loose, posing as a driver and preying on unsuspecting Lyft customers. He's got a plethora of costumes and aliases. We have obtained video surveillance.
My favorite Laker player is Kobe. You can't get off the court.
Are you not entertained? Do you not recognize what I've done as a Laker?
Rolling in the net for my roster. We don't eat pasta. We watching our cars.
That's terrible, Mom.
I think my favorite guys was Pierre from France, but Shaq poses all kinds of characters. I tweeted out the full video if you got to check it out. It's must see.
It's the largest man ever to wear a beret. Right there, Shaquille O'Neal. Right there.
All right, thanks, Coy.
All right, I'm just confused more than anything. That was awesome. Coy, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
All right, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, they are in full battle mode, unleashing new attacks. And there's another big one coming later today. That's next.
If you have allergy congestion, muddling through your morning is nothing new. Introducing Rhinocort Allergy Spray from the makers of Zyrtec. Powerful relief from nasal allergy symptoms all day and all night. Try new Rhinocort Allergy Spray. Muddle no more.
Wake up, America! It's breakfast time at Golden Corral. The breakfast buffet you love on Saturday and Sunday mornings is now available on Fridays, too, all summer long. And we'll keep your breakfast favorites rolling through lunch, only at Golden Corral.
I asked my dentist if an electric toothbrush was going to clean better than a manual. He said sure, but don't get just anyone. Get one inspired by dentists, with a round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head cups your teeth to break up plaque and rotates to sweep it away. And Oral-B delivers a clinically proven superior clean versus Sonicare Diamond Clean.
My mouth feels super clean.
Oral-B. Know you're getting a superior clean.
I'm never going back to a manual brush.
I had my mission and Maxwell House by my side. Each Maxwell House blend is selected from 5 different types of beans. So all I tasted was victory.
Maxwell House. Good to the last drop.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
For people with heart failure, tomorrow is not a given. But Entresto is a medicine that helps make more tomorrows possible.
Tomorrow, tomorrow.
I love you. Tomorrow.
In the largest heart failure study ever, Entresto helped more people stay alive and out of the hospital than a leading heart failure medicine. Women who are pregnant must not take Entresto. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or Aliskier. If you've had angioedema while taking an ACE or ARB medicine, don't take Entresto. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high potassium in your blood.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow.
Ask your heart doctor about Entresto and help make tomorrow possible.
You're only a day away.
This is the decisive second. This is where a new adventure begins. This is the moment. This is your time.
Tissot, official timekeeper of the NBA.
Before earning enough cash back from Bank of America to buy a new gym bag. Before earning 1% cash back everywhere, every time. 2% back at grocery stores and now at wholesale clubs. And 3% back on gas. Kenny uses Bank AmeriCard Cash Rewards credit card to join the Wednesday Night League. Because he loves to play hoops, not jump through them. That's the excitement of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
To win at the Olympic Games, Allison Felix needs to be quicker than everybody. To win at home, she needs to be quicker than...
Chloe?
That's why Allison Felix uses Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Chloe? Chloe?
Bounty is faster and 2 times more absorbent than the leading ordinary brand. And faster than Chloe, too.
Come on, Chloe.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
My experience with USAA is awesome. Homeowners insurance, life insurance, automobile insurance. I spent 20 years active duty. They still refer to me as gunnery sergeant when I call. Being a USAA member because of my service in the military, to pass that on to my kids, something that makes me happy. My name is Roger Zapata and I'm a USAA member for life.
USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Is California big enough for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in full battle mode? Today, Hillary Clinton going after Trump on foreign policy. Why this is happening right now. Welcome back to Early Start, everyone. I'm John Berman.
Nice to see you, everybody. 30 minutes past the hour this morning. Let's begin here. Happening now, police in San Jose, California on alert, preparing for the unexpected when Donald Trump holds a rally there tonight. In the past, some Trump events, like this one in Albuquerque, New Mexico, have been hit with protests, fights, arrests. So San Jose police have been holding tactical meetings to be ready just in case. Last night, Trump attacking Hillary Clinton, unleashing a barrage of new put-downs. Trump retaliating for Clinton's description of Trump University and Trump himself as a fraud. CNN's Sarah Murray traveling with the Trump campaign. She has more.
Good morning, John and Christine. On a day when Donald Trump took some harsh incoming fire, he fired right back. Hillary Clinton went after Trump for Trump University, calling him a fraud who is trying to scam America. And here in Sacramento last night, Donald Trump opened his speech unleashing a series of counterpunches against Hillary Clinton, calling her crooked Hillary and saying she was one of the worst secretaries
to be president. This is not a president. They talk about me. Actually, a lot of people think I look extremely presidential. You want to know the But do you really believe that Hillary is presidential? This is not presidential material.
Now, Trump's swipe at Hillary Clinton over foreign policy comes as she prepares today to deliver what she and her campaign are billing as a major foreign policy address. As for Donald Trump, he's back on the campaign trail once again in California, today in San Jose. Back to you, Vince.
All right, Sarah, the major foreign policy speech that Murray was just talking about that Hillary Clinton will give today is going to focus extensively on Donald Trump. Senior policy advisor Jake Sullivan tells CNN that Clinton will reel off a list of what Sullivan calls dangerous policies that Trump supports. These are policies related to nuclear proliferation, war crimes, NATO, banning Muslims. All this while Hillary Clinton is keeping her eye on Bernie Sanders in California. They are neck and neck in a string of new polls. Clinton flew there last night following a rally in New Jersey. It's another big state that holds a primary next Tuesday. CNN's Jeff Zeleny was there. He has the latest.
John and Christine, Hillary Clinton going after Donald Trump in some of the most pointed and personal ways yet, saying that he's committed a fraud and he's been scamming the American people, all over that controversy at Trump University.
His own employees testified that Trump you can't make this up, that Trump you was a fraudulent scheme where Donald Trump enriched himself at the expense of hardworking people.
Now, as Hillary Clinton focuses squarely on Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders is out in California trying to win over voters. Hillary Clinton is flying to California today as well. She realizes that it's a very tough race. A new poll shows it's dead even. She's only slightly up by about 2 points. Bernie Sanders took a bit of delight in that Wednesday as he campaigned there.
And I'm shocked. You know why? Because you all told me the campaign was over. Yes, I wonder why Secretary Clinton and her husband Bill are back in California.
Now, Hillary Clinton does not need to win California, but she certainly would like to. It's the biggest delegate prize of all, some 475 delegates next Tuesday. That's why she'll be spending the next 5 days there campaigning, but also going after Donald Trump, including at this foreign policy address later today in San Diego, trying to present Donald Trump as unqualified and unfit for the presidency. John and Christine.
All right, Jeff Zeleny, thank you so much. Joining us to assess Clinton's two-front battle with Trump and Sanders and the rest of the political battlefield, CNN Politics digital managing editor Zach Wolf in our Washington bureau. Good morning again, Zach. So she's going to try to say that he's unqualified and unfit, as you just heard Jeff Zeleny say. She's going to reel through a whole bunch of things, including nuclear nonproliferation, a whole bunch of other stuff. And, Donald Trump almost, I guess, preempting this speech and saying, give me a break. He's already trying to kind of insult her before she's even made this speech. Listen to something he said last night.
She made a speech, and she's making another one tomorrow, and they sent me a copy of the speech, and it was such lies about my foreign policy that they said, I want Japan to nuke. I want Japan to get nuclear weapons. Give me a break.
Well, now, one of the things that the Clinton team is going to try to show, I think, is that he has been imprecise or chaotic in some of his policies and comments on foreign policy. I mean, listen to something Trump said in a Fox interview from April 3rd about why he says Japan should have nukes.
North Korea has nukes. Japan has a problem with that. I mean, they have a big problem with it. Maybe they would, in fact, be better off if they defend themselves from North Korea. Maybe we would be better off, including with nukes.
So last night he said, give me a break if she's going to try to say I want Japan to have nukes. But April 3rd he said Japan could have nukes. Is this the kind of stuff that Hillary Clinton is just going to drill right into?
Yeah, Donald Trump is impossible to nail down on many, many policy issues and foreign policy issues in particular. So, she is going to say that he's, unfit, that he's dangerous. So these are all things I think that are a good preview for the general election coming, where she tries to look presidential, trade on her own experience, as Secretary of State, there's probably no one more qualified from a foreign policy standpoint to stand with other world leaders than a former Secretary of State and First Lady. So she can make those arguments, but, you know, I think even Trump supporters, even his most ardent supporters, will admit that he doesn't have much foreign policy experience, because it's true. And then when you start to drill down and look for his foreign policy, it's very difficult to actually figure.
Is Hillary Clinton giving a foreign policy speech on Donald Trump when the California primary against Bernie Sanders?
You know, she wants to do two things. She wants to pivot to the general election. She needs to start talking about Trump, Bernie Sanders, and more that's becoming a fight of who can beat Donald Trump. Foreign policy is an issue that will help her. I think, fight this two-pronged war between, you know, her primary opponent, who she is almost get the delegates she needs just before or in the California primary. So she still needs to do that. But then she also needs to turn around and start looking at Donald Trump. So here she's potentially killing two birds with one stone.
And then the president yesterday in Elkhart, Indiana, someplace.
The current one.
The current president. He couldn't kind of bring himself to say the name Donald Trump, but I think he was talking about him. Listen to this.
When somebody says, like the person you just mentioned, who I'm not going to advertise for, that he's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
And then Donald Trump on the campaign trail last night at that same speech, the speech that we just showed you a minute ago, he just blasted Obama saying, oh, he's going to get involved now? Gee, I'm scared, you know. Do you think the president's going to start injecting himself more into this, or is he going to wait until California's done?
I think potentially when Hillary Clinton becomes nominee Clinton, that Barack Obama will still start using the words Donald Trump more often. You know, at that point, he can sort of officially move on. You know, he said that I think yesterday that the Democratic nomination is about over. The numbers clearly favor her from the delegate count. So I think everybody, when that happens, will more squarely set their political sights. Go ahead.
But Zach, you know, the real question for Barack Obama is when he will jump into this race in support of a specific candidate, right? If Bernie Sanders stays in this till the convention, even though Hillary Clinton may go over the top when you combine the pledged delegates and the superdelegates to say they're going to vote for her, and if Bernie stays in the race, do you think the White House and Barack Obama will come out and say, you know what, in my mind, it's over? That's a big question.
You know, it would be hard to imagine that they wouldn't at that point. Once Hillary Clinton has the delegates she needs, you would think that they would do everything they can, that every Democrat on the planet is going to want to try and start moving towards Donald Trump. So, you know, it's hard to imagine that they wouldn't after she reaches that delegate count, which should come next Tuesday.
All right, Zach Wolf, nice to see you bright and early this morning. Thank you, Zach. Have a good day. New this morning, a big overhaul for the payday loan industry. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau proposing overnight to protect these borrowers. Payday loans are typically tied to a borrower's next paycheck. The CFPB says the average annual percentage rate is 390%. The loans
that's ridiculous.
they're often used to cover basic living expenses like rent or utilities. So a lot of these people don't even have bank accounts, right? Here's what the government wants payday lenders to do. First, make sure the borrower can afford the payments on the loan. Second, end the debt trap cycle, making it harder for lenders to refinance existing loans. The CFPB says 80% of loans are reborrowed within a month. Finally, regulate penalty fees. Many payday lenders have access to borrowers' checking accounts. They directly withdraw payments on due dates. If there aren't enough funds available, this can lead to huge overdraft fees for borrowers. So watch this space there. You know, it's remarkable. 390% to borrow ahead your own money at a 390% interest rate is just unbelievable.
41 minutes after the hour right now. Dramatic 911 calls released from the mother whose 3-year-old boy fell into the gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. You will hear this call next.
What brand of makeup is better for your skin than wearing no makeup at all? Neutrogena Cosmetics. Powders, concealers, and foundations in new shades for more skin tones. With vitamins and antioxidants. Your skin will look beautiful when you wear it, and even after you take it off. Neutrogena Cosmetics. See what's possible.
I don't want to lie down. I refuse to lie down.
Why suffer? Stand up to chronic migraine with Botox. Botox is the only treatment for chronic migraine shown to actually prevent headaches and migraines before they even start. Botox is for adults with chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. It's injected by a doctor once every 12 weeks and is covered by most insurance.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't take Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Don't take your chronic migraine lying down. Stand up.
Prevent headaches and migraines. Talk to a headache specialist today.
All right, guys, we brought you to this construction trailer to talk about trucks today.
Which truck brand offers engines with best-in-class V8 towing or fuel economy?
We moving? We're going. It's the answer to the question, baby. Silverado. Ooh, that's cool.
It's Truck Month. Qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months. Plus, find your tank and get $8,250 total value on this Silverado All-Star. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hey there, hi. Why do people have eyebrows? Why do people put milk on cereal? Oh, are you reading why people put milk on cereal? Why does your tummy go grumbling, grumbling, grumbling? Why is it all...
No more questions for you. Whew, that milk in your cereal was messing with you, wasn't it? Yeah, it happens to more people than you think. Try Lactaid. It's real milk without that annoying lactose. Good, right?
Yeah.
I got your back. Lactaid. It's the milk that doesn't mess with you.
Closed captioning brought to you by InventHelp. Call 1-888-909-4332.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, call my friends at InventHelp.
Call for free information. It's time for the final Super Tuesday of 2016. 6 states go to the polls, including New Jersey and California. Will Clinton clinch the nomination? Clinton, Sanders, Trump. Super Tuesday. All-day coverage on CNN.
You trusted them to keep your loved ones safe. But each year, thousands of older Americans will fall victim to abuse under the watch of a nursing home or other care facility. If you or a loved one has been treated for an injury while residing at a care facility, call us now to connect with an attorney for the justice you deserve. Call the Rely On Group at 800-547-1039. That's 800-547-1039.
If you're between the ages of 40 and 85, call now to learn how Funeral Advantage helps protect your loved ones. It pays up to $20,000 cash immediately for funeral and any other expenses. No physical examination is necessary. You'll also get a free planning guide to help carry out your wishes. To get free information about Funeral Advantage and its benefits, call 1-800-491-1933 now.
Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown Cologne, Sunday at 9 on CNN.
The mother of the 3-year-old boy who fell into the gorilla habitat at the Cincinnati Zoo made a frantic call to 911 moments after she discovered her son had fallen inside. The audio recording has now been released as Cincinnati police wrap up their investigation. No official word yet on whether or not charges may be filed against the boy's mother. Let's get more now from CNN's Jessica Schneider.
John and Christine, it was 90 seconds of helpless horror from that mother as she called 911 dispatchers while simultaneously trying to calm her toddler son. She was just one of several people calling 911 on Saturday.
Hi, my son fell in the zoo exhibit at the gorillas. The Cincinnati Zoo. My son fell in with the gorilla. There's a male gorilla standing over him. I need someone to contact the zoo, please.
Okay, we do already have it started. We do already have help started there, okay? How old is the child?
Be calm. Be calm. Be calm.
How old?
Because he's dragging my son. I can't watch this. I can't watch.
But it slammed it against the wall earlier. Okay, can you? Is any of the zookeepers next to you right now? Oh God, it's got his pants. He's taking the babies. Okay, ma'am, listen to me. He's taking the baby into the cave. Oh my God.
The imminent danger of Harambe possibly taking that toddler into his cave may shed some light on why the dangerous animal response team moved in those 10 tense minutes and decided to eventually shoot and kill Harambe. John and Christine?
Remarkable. All right, the UCLA professor who was killed in a murder-suicide that put the campus on lockdown is being remembered this morning as a brilliant scholar and a caring teacher. 39-year-old William Klug, a biomechanics professor, a Little League coach, father of two. He'll be remembered tonight at a candlelight vigil. The man who killed him left a note behind. Police still have not released his identity or a motive.
That's so sad. Severe flooding prompting the governor of Texas to declare a state of disaster across dozens of counties. This is Lubbock, Texas. You can see there inflatable boats being used to get to people who are just stuck in the water. In Houston, neighborhoods there pretty much submerged. A flood warning is in effect in the region until Saturday. Evacuation also underway in the city of Spring. Authorities rescuing hundreds of people. One man there says the situation is dire.
This is real serious. Do not play with this. You see what we're going through. And thank the Lord for good friends and family.
Good advice.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look at what's coming up on New Day. Chris Cuomo joins us now.
Hey, Chris.
Good morning.
Hello, John. Hello, Christine. Trump versus Clinton. That's the headline. Seems every day, right? But there has been a change. We're looking at some new highs or maybe new lows. Trump calling Clinton a liar with no talent and saying the Clintons are crooked people. That came after Clinton called him a fraud and said Trump University lawsuits are evidence of scamming America. Today, Clinton is making a major policy speech. A what? Yes, policy speech. We don't hear many of those these days. And she is supposedly going to cast it in the context of why Trump would be dangerous for America. We're also hearing for the first time the 911 call that set off the situation at the Cincinnati Zoo. We all know it so well now, ending in Harambe, the gorilla's death. So we'll take you through that and see how it adds to our understanding.
Christopher Cuomo, your tie is slightly askew, but your heart, not one bit.
Well, JB, I'm going with a different knot today, the half Windsor knot. They say it's easier to make, but you're right, it is a little off. But if I bend my head like this, it's fine, right?
That's actually, all right, watch for 3 hours to see Christopher Cuomo with his head like this.
Thanks,
See you in a minute.
Chris. Uh-oh, a week of strong economic news and then a speed bump. What it means for your 401k. We'll get an early start on your money next.
Coconut and curry.
I never would have thought of that.
Oh, I love this.
This yogurt is so rich.
Creamy.
I love the cashews.
You can taste the coconut.
It's a nice combination.
Cashews.
Oh, there you go.
This is amazing.
No, you can't have a bite of mine. Introducing chef-level snacking. Faye crossovers. Coconut curry Greek yogurt with cashews.
I'm terrible at golf.
He is.
But I'd like to keep being terrible at golf for as long as I can.
New patented Ensure Live has HMB, plus 20 grams of protein to help rebuild muscle for the strength and energy to do what you love. New Ensure Live. Always be you.
No matter the event or occasion, we've got the designers to help you perfect the look.
I have a blog called Daddy Doing Work. It's funny that I've been in the news for being a dad. Windows 10 is great because I need to keep organized. School, grocery shopping. My face can unlock this computer. That's crazy. MacBooks, you're not able to do that. Hey, Cortana, remind me we have a play date tomorrow at noon. I need that in my world. Anything that makes my life easier, I'm using. And Windows is doing that.
Olay Luminous illuminates skin with Pearl Optics science. Your concert style might show your age, your skin never will. With Olay, you age less, so you're ageless. Olay, ageless.
If you have allergy congestion, muddling through your morning is nothing new. Introducing Rhinocort Allergy Spray from the makers of Zyrtec. Powerful relief from nasal allergy symptoms all day and all night. Try new Rhinocort Allergy Spray. Muddle no more.
Bill, have you seen my keys anywhere?
I'll help you look. Maybe you left them in the bathroom again.
Just strangest thing.
The warning signs of Alzheimer's disease may be right in front of you.
It's all right, baby.
For help and information, call the Alzheimer's Association or visit alz.org/10signs.
What is killing these people?
It's called AIDS.
I'll never forget him, and I'm proud to have known him.
Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Hi, I'm George Foreman. People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can provide patent referrals and submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-492-4211. That's 1-800-492-4211.
New day. The most news in the morning. Up next on CNN.
New developments in the Iraqi push to free Fallujah from ISIS control. Iraqi government forces say they are concerned about doing harm to civilians, including an estimated 20,000 children. I want to get the latest from CNN's John Jensen, monitoring the situation for us from Abu Dhabi right now. John, the Iraqi forces there, they've been battling on the outskirts. They have yet to go inside the city. Why?
Well, that's right, John. They have essentially dug their heels in on the outskirts because they faced such stiff resistance from ISIS fighters on the outskirts of Fallujah. At the same time, as you mentioned, there is a desperate, dire humanitarian crisis unfolding on the inside. Now, the Iraqi forces facing ISIS fighters have encountered a number of deadly counterattacks, including roadside bombs, snipers, even booby-trapped houses. Still, the Iraqi Prime Minister, Haider al-Abadi, says there will be no halt on their advance into Fallujah. Meanwhile, the humanitarian situation is approaching catastrophe. That's according to aid groups. Now, keep in mind this city has been under siege for some 6 months, so there is little food, there are little medical supplies, and the 20,000 children you mentioned are they're part of 50,000 residents that are believed to still be trapped inside. Now, the concern is that these children could be used as human shields or even be forced to pick up arms and fight for ISIS. The other big concern, John, is the water supply. We understand from human rights or aid groups, rather, that the water stores are contaminated, and the UN believes that a cholera outbreak could be imminent. Very dire indeed, John.
Dire indeed, and a lot of people caught right in the middle. John Jensen, thanks so much.
All right, let's get an early start on your money this morning. Dow futures just slightly lower. The average ticked up 2 points yesterday. Wow, what a move, right? Stock markets in Europe have turned higher this morning. Shares in Asia finishing mixed overnight. Big, important OPEC meeting today, so oil is higher, a little bit higher. Buzz that OPEC may cap production, but we've heard that before, so let's wait to see what happens. We're getting a pretty extensive look inside the American economy this week. June starting with a ton of econ news, strong readings on consumer spending, strong home sales to start the week. But auto sales hit a speed bump yesterday. GM suffered an 18% decline in May. Toyota slipped 9%. Ford posted a 6% drop. Fiat Chrysler managed to post a small increase because of strong demand for its Jeep vehicles. SUV sales are a bright spot this year following the drop in gas prices, but some analysts are saying the slump in May probably signals that auto sales have peaked. The industry sold a record number of cars and trucks last year. Some of those new cars may have defective Takata airbags. New cars with defective airbags in them when they roll off the assembly line. That's according to a new Senate report. How in the world is that possible? Well, tens of millions of the older versions of these airbags have already been recalled. The newer versions being installed today are expected to be recalled as well, but likely not until 2017 or 2018.
They're installing airbags
that they know they're going to have to recall.
recalled.
And, Takata critics are upset. The bigger problem is supply. Takata can't make enough new airbags to replace the old ones. It's having trouble finding other suppliers to help replace the estimated 30 million recalled airbags. It shows you as the industry, the entire industry relies on this one big supplier in some cases. And so there's not a diversification of airbag suppliers, and that's what happens here.
So just beware when you're buying a new car. Know that you have something that sooner or later could be recalled. All right, Hillary Clinton, she plans to give a major speech today with some major new attacks on Donald Trump. New Day picks that up right now.
Hillary is a person with absolutely no natural talent.
Trump took advantage of vulnerable Americans.
These are crooked people. Look at that foundation.
He is trying to scam America.
He just says, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. What magic wand do you have?
We have had an on-campus shooting. There are 2 deceased.
People are crying. They're shaking.
I close and barricade the doors and turn off the lights.
Our primary goal right now is to review all of our security procedures.
My son fell in the zoo exhibit at the gorilla. He's dragging him from one end to the other. Oh my God. He's dragging my son. I can't watch this.
No mother should ever have to watch that.
This is New Day with Chris Cuomo and Allison Camerata.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your New Day. It's Thursday, June 2nd, 6 o'clock in the East. Ana Cabrera is with us. Great to have you here on this Thursday. Up first, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump exchanging attacks on each other in a way that can be condensed in a very simple fashion. Trump sums up Clinton as Secretary of State and her character as crooked. He says, you're crooked.
And she said back to him, you are a scammer.
And he says, you have no talent.
And she said, you are a fraud.
There you go.
That's basically what happened yesterday. And of course, they were trying to provide some context. Trump was saying, if you look at her record, this is what you get. If you look at her line, this is what you get. Trump was saying, and Clinton was saying, if you look at Trump University and his business dealings, that's where you have it. That's the state of play going on today. The good news is we are supposed to hear policy from Hillary Clinton today, right?
Absolutely, foreign policy. So she's going to portray Trump as a dangerous person and unfit to be commander-in-chief. This as President Obama enters the 2016 fight, taking on Trump's economic proposals.
So she got us with the policy, but we'll stay to hear what she says about Trump. We have the race covered the way only CNN can. Jason Carroll kicks us off from L.A. Jason.
And good morning to you, Chris. Police in San Diego are already preparing for a Trump rally there. He's been met by protesters at all of his rallies here in California. In the meantime, Trump's stepping up his attacks on Hillary Clinton, the two squaring off on foreign policy.
Hillary Clinton, she lies.
After a day of intense scrutiny over his controversy-ridden Trump University, Donald Trump hurling a barrage of assaults against Hillary Clinton.
Hillary is not a talented person. One of the worst secretaries of state in the history of our country. She's not qualified because she has bad judgment.
Trump trying to get ahead of a Clinton speech today where she criticizes his foreign policy proposals, including one where Trump suggests arming South Korea and Japan with nuclear weapons.
And they sent me a copy of the speech, and it was such lies about my foreign policy that they said, I want Japan to nuke. I want Japan to get nuclear weapons. Give me a break.
But Clinton unleashing her sharpest attacks yet against the presumptive nominee, relentlessly slamming him as a fraud.
He is trying to scam America the way he scammed all those people at Trump U.
The Democratic frontrunner capitalizing on newly released testimony from ex-staffers accusing Trump University of unethical, misleading, and dishonest conduct, a fraudulent scheme that preyed on the elderly and uneducated to separate them from their money.
Trump and his employees took advantage of vulnerable Americans, encouraging them to destroy their financial futures, all while making promises they knew were false from the beginning. Donald Trump himself is a fraud.
President Obama also bringing the heat against Trump.
He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
Trump, unsurprisingly, vowing to hit back.
He's going to start campaigning. Well, if he campaigns, that means I'm allowed to hit him just like I hit Bill Clinton, I guess, right?
Well, in terms of vowing to hit back, it should be noted that Donald Trump has gone after the president at nearly all of his rallies, Chris Allison, so nothing new there. In terms of the allegations about Trump University, it should be also noted that Trump's campaign has dismissed these allegations. They say that it's not true, and his legal team has released the names of a number of people who attended Trump University and said they were completely satisfied by attending there. Chris, Allison.
Jason, thank you. You're right. There are stories on both sides of that issue. So joining us now to discuss it all, CNN Politics Executive Editor Mark Preston, CNN political commentator and political anchor at Time Warner Cable News, Errol Lewis, and CNN political commentator and senior contributor to the Daily Caller, Matt Lewis. Great to have all of you guys here with us. Errol, let me start with you. Is Hillary Clinton's attacks on, or just highlighting some of the Trump University stories, is this in a different category? Can she point out that if sort of regular vulnerable people were fleeced, is that a different thing than what we've heard in her attacks in the past?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing if Donald Trump is going at it with, creditors over a bankrupt casino. That's something that's kind of beyond most people's experience. You start bringing in real people who have been cheated or who say that they've been cheated. It starts to matter a little bit more. And I think, moreover, when you have something like the state attorney general suing him, this is now, Hillary Clinton is not the first and only person making these accusations. She's coming in after, a class action lawsuit, after the state attorney general, after the Republican nominee from 2012, all sort of pointing to this. It has a little bit more credibility. It has a little bit more impact. And for the 100-odd million people who have not voted so far, who are sort of coming to this maybe a little bit fresh, and amazingly enough, may not have been watching CNN and all of our coverage for all of these months, they are going to have something to think about. And, we don't really know what they're going to think of it. And we'll know, of course, by November.
Well, Errol makes a good point, except for that crazy talk about not watching CNN, which clearly he was just joking about. Matt, the defense so far, and I'm not talking about the merits of the case, I'm talking about the optics, the politics, has been that this is politically motivated. The AG in New York is a Democrat. The judge is a Mexican and anti-Trump. The plaintiff's lawyers donated to Clinton. Do you think that those types of defenses will resonate, will help?
Well, that's certainly what Donald Trump is going to try to do, to muddy the waters and essentially, take on the system here, sort of indict or raise questions about the whole process. I think this could work. This is, Donald Trump has a strong brand, and so, ironically, his brand is that he is a man of the people, sort of the working man's billionaire. And it's going to be hard for the Clintons or for anybody to chip away and undermine that image, but to brand. But if they could do it, then that would be incredibly damaging to Donald Trump. And so I think this is something that they have to try to do. Trump is going to try to push back. He's going to try to say this is politically motivated. But I have to say, if you can make it look like Donald Trump is do to Donald Trump what Democrats almost always do to Republicans, make it look like he's this sort of rich guy who doesn't care about average Americans, that would be incredibly damaging to him.
Mark, one of the ways that Donald Trump is trying to push back is bringing up Hillary Clinton's past and bringing up some money-making schemes in her past, one called Whitewater. Listen to this.
These are crooked people. They've been crooked from the beginning. They were crooked with Whitewater. They've been crooked from the beginning. You look at that foundation. It's pure theft and pure crookedness.
Okay, I mean, whitewater is convoluted and complicated, as we all know if we lived through the 90s, but will this be effective? Going back in time and saying she has things to look at also?
What we've certainly seen over the last 48 hours is this incredible race to the bottom, right, between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. You know, I think Matt seized on a very important point, is that Donald Trump plays this game that he's a man of the people, okay? And that could be chipped away when you have people come out and say that they've been defrauded by him. On the other side, what we've seen Donald Trump just do right there is to try to erode away at her credibility. The problem is right now, when you're talking about Whitewater, is that probably 95% of the people don't even remember what Whitewater was.
But isn't that helpful to
when it happened?
Isn't that helpful? Because what the media often says, I hate grouping this all together, but the common response is, well, that's been so litigated. You know, we had all these congressional committees. Everybody looked at it. There was never a single charge. You know, there's no there there. But if you don't know that history,
but it was so long ago in the context other than the name Whitewater doesn't provide the context behind what actually happened or what could have happened. You know, when they're talking about CGI, you know, the Clinton Global Initiative, he can say that it is crooked and look, maybe it has problems or like where it gets some of its money. But I think largely people will say that CGI has done some pretty good things as far as, you know,
that's working though. You know, the unknown is working very well in this election, like, you know, what's in your taxes, what's in my speeches, all that stuff. The CGI stuff is working. I don't know if you're picking up on it on your show, Errol, but people believe there's a lot of nefarious behavior going on in the foundation, and you've had no investigations of it in a meaningful way, so there's no way to rebut the presumption. That's effective in politics.
Well, it's, you know, it's been interesting. Bill Clinton, I think, addressed it in an interesting way a few months ago, where he said, look, yes, we are dealing with dictators, we are dealing with some very unsavory people, and we're doing it so that we can get the money to help, you know, peasant women in Bangladesh or whatever the particular issue is. And I've been to some of the events where they sort of bring the women out. They bring out some of these people. They're doing extraordinary work. And so if it's managed properly, the optics at least will look like, look, yes, we took some money from some pretty sketchy characters, but here's what we did with it. And, you know, we chose to do it this way. If you've got something better, bring your model forward, is essentially what Bill Clinton challenged his critics to do. We'll see if that's the road that Donald Trump wants to go down.
So, Matt, President Obama has largely been on the sidelines waiting for the Democratic primary to sort of be cemented before jumping in. But yesterday he couldn't wait any longer, and he, you know, has now begun to sort of speak out more forcefully about what he thinks the future of the country should look like. So here's President Obama yesterday.
In today's economy, we can't put up walls around America. We're not going to round up 11 million people. If we fall for, you know, a bunch of okey doke, just because it sounds funny or the tweets are provocative, then we're not going to build on the progress that we've started.
So, Matt, what do you think? I mean, he's not mentioning Trump, but he is alluding to him. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I think there's a couple really interesting behind-the-scenes things that are happening here. So with the first story, you know, Hillary Clinton hitting Donald Trump on Trump University, I think sort of the underpinning is an acceptance that both of these candidates have problems. You know, it's crooked Hillary versus Donald Trump, who perhaps exploits average Americans. And so the notion that they're both great people, we're done with that. And now the question is, which of them are on the side of average Americans? And that's where that fight's going to happen. In the case of President Obama, I think he's working on a different angle, chipping away at something different. What Donald Trump has done is essentially normalize viewpoints that heretofore had been taboo or politically incorrect. And I think what President Obama is able to do in a way that Hillary Clinton can't is use humor and mockery to very subtly sort of make the argument that, no, Donald Trump is not normal. It's not cool to support Donald Trump. And I think President Obama has this way of mocking Donald Trump very subtly that nobody else, I haven't seen anybody else get away with it. So this is a very meticulous and methodic, I think, strategy utilizing surrogates like the president and also Hillary to really start chipping away at some of Donald Trump's strengths.
Donald Trump, of course, says that he will be hitting back at President Obama for things like that. But panel, stick around. We do want to talk about foreign policy with you momentarily. Let's get to Anna.
Let's just zero in on the Democrats for a moment. Just 2 points now separate Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders in the latest poll out of California. Clinton will be campaigning there for the next 5 days ahead of that June 7th primary on Tuesday. As we've been talking about, she has that major national security address in San Diego today, expected to target Donald Trump's foreign policy plans. We'll be watching that. CNN's Chris Freites joins us with much more this morning. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning, Anna, and you're exactly right. Hillary Clinton is set to slam Donald Trump again today in what her campaign is billing as a major foreign policy speech designed to cast Trump as a lightweight and a security risk. Now, Clinton's campaign says she'll paint Trump as unfit to be commander-in-chief, arguing that his policies, things like banning Muslims and questioning NATO, are dangerous. And yesterday on the campaign trail, Clinton gave a preview of what to expect.
Donald Trump has disqualified himself completely. He has attacked our closest allies. He has said, let's pull out of NATO. He has praised the dictator of North Korea. He's advocated more countries getting nuclear weapons.
Now, this will be Clinton's first foreign policy speech since Trump became the presumptive GOP nominee, so she can really focus her fire on him. And politically, this speech is aimed at winning over never-Trump Republicans who are part of that national security elite and GOP women who question Trump's temperament while trying to also eat into his lead with white men. Now, aides say Clinton will contrast her experience on the world stage with what they say is Trump's constant trash talking of America. And Clinton will lay out what she believes the next president must do to keep the country safe and prosperous. She's delivering this speech in California, where she really needs to project strength, not just against Donald Trump, but also against Bernie Sanders, a new poll showing Sanders and Clinton neck and neck in California ahead of the state's primary on Tuesday, Chris.
Mr. Freites, appreciate the reporting as always. We had quite a scare yesterday. I don't know if you were monitoring it, but classes are resuming at UCLA this morning, less than 24 hours after a professor was killed on campus. The shooting sending thousands of students racing for cover. There were all these rumors that there was a gunman, that there was a shooting spree going on. Local media reporting a disgruntled student killed 39-year-old William Klug and then committed suicide. But what led up to that final and fatal confrontation? That's the question. CNN's Stephanie Elam joins us live from Los Angeles. She's got the latest. What do we know now, my friend?
Good morning, Chris. Well, that's the question that everyone wants the answer to, why this devoted teacher was taken so soon. That answer's still not out there, but I can tell you, as someone who was here on campus, it was a tense couple of hours for the nearly 60,000 people who work and attend school here.
It's hard to even fathom it. To have your son grow up without a dad is rough.
Loved ones grieving this morning over the shooting death of UCLA engineering professor William Klug. Klug was a husband and father of two, the coach of his 10-year-old son's Little League team.
Never a negative word, always very positive. Kids loved working with him because he was such an easy coach to work with.
The professor of mechanical and aerospace engineering was inside the same building where he taught his classes Wednesday morning.
It was a normal day on campus, upwards of 25,000 students.
Shortly after 10 a.m., hundreds of police, SWAT officers, and the FBI stormed the Los Angeles campus after reports of 3 gunshots coming from one of the school's engineering facilities.
I'd suggest going back that way.
The campus on lockdown, police shutting down streets and paralyzing parts of the city.
People are crying, people are nervous, they're shaking.
Inside, terrified students scramble to hide.
I closed the door with keys and barricade the doors and turn off the lights.
Some unable to lock the classroom doors, barricading themselves in and tying cords and belts around the handles.
Our primary goal right now is to review all of our security procedures.
Security cameras capturing the SWAT team sweeping campus buildings, only to find the bodies of Professor Klug and another as yet unidentified male, a murder-suicide. Now, keep in mind that this is finals time here at UCLA, so officials here saying they want to make sure that the school is open so students can finish up, get through finals, and then for those who need to, graduate next Friday. Allison?
Okay, Stephanie, thank you so much for that update. Well, an embarrassing admission from the State Department. Officials confirming someone in their public affairs department ordered several minutes cut from an archived video of a 2013 press briefing. Now, the edited video featured reporter James Rosen asking whether the administration was lying about secret talks with Iran. Officials at first blamed the gap in the video on a technical glitch, but now they admit they lied to protect sensitive negotiations.
There is more dangerous flooding in Texas. The Brazos River is already at unprecedented levels, 4 feet above the previous record, and it's still not even crested. Dozens of people had to be rescued when up to 6 inches of rain fell near Houston in a very short amount of time. Just look at the pictures. This cattle, you can see, forced to wade through the waters for several minutes at the very least, trying to survive. More inches of rain are in the forecast through the weekend. We will have a live report out of Texas coming up in our next hour.
Ken Starr stepping down as Baylor University's chancellor. This comes less than a week after he was removed as president over the school's handling of alleged sex assault claims involving members of the football team. Starr will continue to teach, however, and at the law school. Starr, of course, investigated Bill Clinton in the 1990s over the Monica Lewinsky sex scandal that led to Clinton's impeachment. He had been out of the news until Donald Trump brought it up in the election, and now this real situation at Baylor.
All right, so we've told you about Hillary Clinton's foreign policy speech that she'll be giving today. We will look at how she plans to take on Donald Trump, and we'll also bring you the poll results on who Americans think would be better at handling ISIS.
New Day, brought to you by Tempur-Pedic. Nothing feels like a Tempur-Pedic.
I sleep extremely hard.
I wake up and I just feel like sticky.
He'd have the windows open, the AC on, I'd close it in the middle of the night, he'd open it in the middle of the night. It was a nightmare.
My new Tempur-Breeze stays cool to the touch. Not cold, but cool.
It naturally adapts to your body and somehow creates the perfect temperature for you.
Sleep cooler, wake more refreshed. Discover the new Tempur-Breeze. And now, through June 5th, save hundreds on an adjustable base when purchased with a Tempur-Breeze mattress. Headache? Motrin helps you be an unstoppable kind of mom. When pain tries to stop you, Motrin works fast to stop pain. Make it happen with Motrin Liquid Gels. Also, try Motrin BN to relieve pain and help you sleep. You can check on them. You can worry about them. You can even choose a car for them.
Honey, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Love.
We're okay.
It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Have you ever seen something so beautiful that all you could say was, wow? Or walked on the world's best beach at a place that made you feel like you were in a dream, where family comes first and fun is measured one ride at a time. Where you're served like royalty, but treated like family. Beaches, Turks, and Caicos, where anything is possible because everything is included. Wow! Get up to 65% off. Call 1-800-BEACHES.
The following memories are brought to you by Prevagen. Your memories make you who you are, and now your ability to recall short-term details could actually improve with age. The breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain, allowing you to stay as sharp as possible, because you've got a lot of great memories to make. Powered by an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish, Prevagen is clinically shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
The freedom to watch your DirecTV with unlimited data from AT&T. The steady stream of entertainment. Your favorite shows, streaming on. You can just keep streaming and streaming. Hello, Jim. So much streaming, but I'd really like to go home now. My arms are very tired. Seize the data!
Get unlimited data when you have AT&T Wireless and DirecTV. Switch and get up to 615 credits per line.
Hey, pet lovers! At Chewy.com, you can shop from over 500 brands of pet food and supplies, all from the comfort of home, with fast, free 1 to 2 day home delivery. So do you. Chewy.com is an easy way to shop. And to your pets, it's a dream come true. Save 20% on your favorite brands today. Shop online at Chewy.com.
What is killing these people?
It's called AIDS.
I'll never forget him, and I'm proud to have known him.
Attack, attack, attack. That's what this election is about, and we have a latest round that takes it to a new level. The sharpest attacks yet on Donald Trump by Hillary Clinton, at least of the name-calling variety. But today, Clinton says she's all about policy. She's going to talk about foreign policy, and yes, she will put it in context as to why Donald Trump would be dangerous. But this is going to be a major speech in San Diego. The question is, what are the expectations? Let's discuss with the panel. Mark Preston, Errol Lewis, and Matt Lewis. How do you balance this? Foreign policy, you would think her asset, Mark Preston, would be to go very detailed, throw a lot of information in there and different people and different suggestions of expertise.
Right.
But how do you do that if what you want to do is punch Donald Trump in the nose?
It's really difficult, right? Because we've seen Donald Trump literally take out 16 other rivals to win the Republican nomination. He's very formidable. We also know that he will go to the nth degree to try to take you out. So as Hillary Clinton now is trying to counterpunch against Donald Trump, I think it's very difficult, quite frankly. And at some point, I think they're going to find that it's ineffective. What she needs to do is probably what we're going to see from her today, and really do try to differentiate herself from him on experience, specifically on issues of foreign policy, because that is considered a very big weakness right now for Donald Trump. For her to try to go punch for punch with Donald Trump and really try to drag it down into the gutter, I think is a failing strategy.
But Errol, is she laying out her foreign policy, or is she mostly laying out what she considers the absurdity of his foreign policy today?
My sense is that in this speech, she's going to try and score a knockout punch and just say, look, he's disqualified. We're hearing that from her people. They say he is not eligible, he is not fit, he is not qualified. I think this is her and her camp trying to maybe pick some of the low-hanging fruit, that there are some people, again, who are coming to this race for the first time. And to the extent that there are voters out there who are going to say, hey, nuclear weapons for Japan, nuclear weapons for South Korea, I'm out. That's crazy. I don't want any part of that. She can sort of make some inroads. And I think her team has been very disciplined. She's doing the traditional politics. Trump is doing something else. But, you know, it's about scooping up groups of voters in the key states and trying to sort of, you know, make sure that everything's in place for November. My sense is that she's going to try and do that today and at this phase. Later on, there'll be some back and forth and, you know, perhaps a debate and so forth. And that's where I think you'll see the contrasting visions. But right now, I think she wants to announce that anybody who thinks that what Donald Trump said was crazy, I'm here to emphasize it, let you know that I have a different point of view, and you can join my camp now.
Let's take a look at the polls. We have some polls on this issue of who people suggest who people think is ready to do foreign policy.
The first one is about ISIS. So which presidential candidate do Americans think would be more effective at handling ISIS? Trump wins this one. This is a Quinnipiac poll. He gets 49% to 41%. Matt Lewis, is this because, you know, he speaks in sort of much more absolutes? I'm gonna knock them out. I'm gonna bomb them all. I mean, it's sort of satisfying if they're gonna be gone and they're gonna be gone fast.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to bomb the blank out of ISIS. I think that, and plus we've had President Obama who called them the JV team and hasn't been able to, you know, adequately, eviscerate ISIS. So I think Trump wins big there. If it's a question of diplomacy and experience, Hillary wins. If it's something...
Yeah, we have that. Let me just show you. Which presidential candidate would you trust more with sending U.S. troops overseas? You know, they're basically neck and neck. This is the Quinnipiac poll. Clinton gets 46% to Trump's 44% there, Matt.
Absolutely. But I think that there was another question, actually, in that same Quinnipiac poll that I think, look, we should be very concerned about foreign policy. We live in a dangerous world, and it's incredibly important. But one of the other findings in that survey was that people would rather hang out with Donald Trump at a barbecue, and that Donald Trump is the better jobs candidate. So to be honest with you, although I think foreign policy is incredibly important, and obviously Hillary Clinton wants to stress her vastly superior experience in that area, the fact that people want to hang out with Donald Trump at a barbecue, I think if I were betting, I bet that that's actually a more predictive question in terms of voters.
Well, we also have a good look now. Let's play what Trump said about Hillary Clinton in terms of her preparedness for the job, because it's just a good contrast in how they're coming at the issue of foreign policy. This is Trump's case against Clinton.
Remember the famous phone call? At 3 o'clock in the morning, she'll answer the call. Guess what? She was sleeping. She was sleeping like a baby. Don't wake me up. Of course, she took the calls from her slimy friends, but she didn't take 500 to 600 calls. They were calling and calling, and she was sleeping, and she did that phony commercial. Remember that? That phony commercial. If the phone rings at 3 o'clock in the morning, well, it did ring a lot of times, and she was sleeping. Maybe it's no energy, low energy, right? She needed her sleep.
Matt Lewis, as you well know, there's probably nothing that is true in what Donald Trump just said. There literally, factually, is not one thing that he didn't either make up or miscast. However, to the base, is that enough?
Well, I think he's muddying the waters. I mean, obviously, if it comes down to a question of experience, who has the experience to do diplomacy, to handle foreign policy, Hillary Clinton would destroy him. So what Donald Trump has to do is say, look, it's not about experience, it's about judgment. And I do think, although Donald Trump's rhetoric there is playing fast and loose, you really could make a pretty compelling argument that although Hillary Clinton has lots of experience, her actual judgment in terms of foreign policy and international relations is dubious at best. And I think that that is how Donald Trump muddies the water. You look at whether it's Libya, whether it's her vote in Iraq, Hillary Clinton does not have a great record in terms of things that she's supported to stand on.
You know, one of the interesting things to hear if Clinton does today is you want to talk about record. It seems to me Trump's big arrow is, I was against the war in Iraq. Remember that?
Of course.
Prove it. If I were her today, I'd say, prove it. This guy does nothing but give interviews. How come there's no record of him saying he was against the Iraq war at that time? We'll see.
We shall see. Panel, thank you very much. Great to get your insights. Let's get over to Anna.
New audio just released from that frantic 911 call made by the mother of the little boy who fell into this gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. You will hear her desperate cry for help as that child is being dragged away by Harambe. That's next.
Whoa! You want to fire up your taste buds? Golden Corral's fired up favorites just got hotter with new hickory smoked sirloin, firecracker shrimp, endless ribs, wings, and bold new flavors. Fired up favorites only at Golden Corral.
My mom loves giving me advice. She even gives me advice about my toothpaste and mouthwash. But she's a dentist, so I kind of have to listen. She said, Jen, go pro with Crest Pro Health Advanced.
Advanced to healthier gums and stronger teeth from day one.
Using Crest toothpaste and mouthwash makes my whole mouth feel awesome. And my teeth are stronger, too.
Crest Pro Health Advanced is superior to Colgate Total in these 5 areas dentists check.
This checkup, so good.
Go pro with Crest Pro Health Advanced.
Mom's right. Again.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. A higher standard of comfort.
The right things working together can give you an advantage, like True Biotics with Immune Support Advantage. Its unique formula supports immune health in 2 ways, with probiotics that work in your gut and antioxidants that work throughout your body. True Biotics from One A Day.
Imagine comfort that's unique to you. Introducing the Serta iComfort Sleep System, the first memory foam mattress with our triple action gel technology that responds to you. It's comfort reimagined. Serta, always comfortable.
We needed 30 new hires for our call center.
I'm spending too much time hiring and not enough time in my kitchen.
Need to hire fast? Go to ZipRecruiter.com and post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with a single click. Then simply select the best candidates from one easy-to-review list.
You put up one post, and the next day you have all these candidates.
Makes my job a lot easier.
Over 400,000 businesses have already used ZipRecruiter, and now you can use ZipRecruiter for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/offer6.
Closed captioning brought to you by Gum Brand. Your gums matter.
You can have healthy, white teeth and still have gum disease.
Use Gum Brand for healthy gums, soft picks, Proxibrush cleaners, flossers, and dental floss. Gum Brand.
It's time for the final Super Tuesday of 2016. 6 states go to the polls, including New Jersey and California. Will Clinton clinch the nomination? Clinton, Sanders, Trump. Super Tuesday. All-day coverage on CNN.
Hi, folks. It's election time again. A good time to remember what got this country started. Taxation without representation. If you fall behind on your taxes, you want the best representation with the IRS, and that is Optima Tax Relief. You have rights as a taxpayer, but it takes cash to run a country, and the government needs money. Your money. Problem is, you also have bills to pay, and you wind up owing back taxes. You've heard the IRS can freeze your assets, garnish your wages. Good news is they also have a program called the Fresh Start Initiative, a tax debt compromise program designed to work things out, and that could save you serious money. Optima's attorneys and agents will fight to ensure that you pay only the minimum, not a penny more. They save their clients millions. You heard we should all do some financial planning? Sure. You were planning on having more finances. Here's the next plan. Call Optima for a free consultation.
For your free consultation, call 1-800-681-7598. That's 1-800-681-7598, or visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Optima Tax Relief.
Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown Cologne. Sunday at 9 on CNN.
Welcome back to your new day. This morning, we are hearing the dramatic 911 calls released moments after a 3-year-old boy fell into this gorilla habitat at the Cincinnati Zoo. Now, one of the recordings really paints a horrifying picture as the mother helplessly watched the 450-pound animal take hold of her son and drag him through the water. CNN's Jessica Schneider is live in Cincinnati for us. Jessica, these calls definitely paint a clearer picture about what happened.
They do, Anna. A flurry of 911 calls came through on Saturday, the most chilling from the mother of that 3-year-old boy, as she told dispatchers she could barely stand to watch that uncertain scene unfolding.
Hi, my son fell in the zoo exhibit at the gorillas. The Cincinnati Zoo. My son fell in with the gorilla. There's a male gorilla standing over him. I need someone to contact the zoo, please.
The mother of this 3-year-old boy calling 911 amid helpless horror and attempting to console her son from afar.
Okay, be calm, be calm, be calm, be calm. He's dragging my son. I can't watch this. I can't watch.
6 911 calls from the scene depict the desperation of everyone standing above the gorilla moat. Bystanders watching, powerless for 10 tense minutes.
The baby is still in the water and the gorilla had it, but it slammed it against the wall earlier.
Okay, can you, is any of the zookeepers next to you right now?
Oh God, it's got his pants. He's taking the baby.
Okay, ma'am, listen to me.
He's taking the baby into the cave. Oh my God.
This caller describing something we can't see on video. Harambe taking the toddler even farther into his habitat, possibly part of the imminent danger prompting the dangerous animal response team's decision to shoot and kill Harambe. One eyewitness explaining exclusively to CNN what she saw.
It was a child who cannot endure this gorilla running across the rocks and dragging him by 1 foot. It was absolutely horrific, and no mother should ever have to watch that.
Oh my God!
And the Cincinnati Police Department investigation continues this morning. It will all be reviewed by the county prosecutor's office. The focus of this investigation, what exactly were the parents of that 3-year-old boy doing in the minutes just before he came face to face with Harambe? Allison? Yes, there are still those questions that people are really anxious to figure out. Jessica, thanks so much for that. Also, more trouble for Brazil. 2 months out from the Rio Olympics, there is a new problem, not Zika. We'll tell you what it is next.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain.
And clearer skin.
This is my body of proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
What's your body of proof?
What is Beaches? It's a laugh, a smile, something to share. It's precious moments and dreams come true. It's all included, all unlimited, so you can feel like a family again. Call 1-800-BEACHES and save up to 65%.
When you're ready for reading glasses, you're usually the last to know.
Try these. Okay. They're Foster Grants.
Foster Grant, prescription quality readers without the prescription price.
All right, give them back.
I had like memory foams, I had feather pillows, and I'd always wake up with neck pain. After sleeping on my pillow, I didn't wake up with the headaches, I was more aligned.
I didn't realize the connection between the pillow and sleep. When I switched to my pillow, I got a better night's sleep, and I love it.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it holds that support all night long to take the pressure off your shoulders and keep your neck aligned so you get the best night's sleep of your life.
MyPillow is the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. MyPillow is machine washable and dryable and comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and an amazing 10-year warranty. Plus, every MyPillow is made in the USA.
I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. Go to MyPillow.com or call now to order one of my pillows. When you do, I'll give you a second one absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
What is killing these people?
It's called AIDS.
I'll never forget him, and I'm proud to have known him.
Coming soon from Progressive, it's Saving You, the new hit single from the Discounts. The Discounts. Safe driver, paperless, paid in full, multi-car, and Joey Fatone.
I'm saving you 100.
We have auto-tune, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a hit!
When there's a world of options at your fingertips, there's no limit to what your home can be. And with Wayfair, now you can find it all. So what are you waiting for? There's a world in here that's waiting to be discovered. So go, explore the great indoors at wayfair.com.
United Shades of America, Sundays at 10.
Growing concerns about Rio just 9 weeks before the start of the Olympics. Several Olympic teams voicing fears about the water and the health effects from raw sewage and pollution. CNN's Ivan Watson reports.
Athletes training for peak performance. Members of the German Olympic sailing team preparing for what will be the first Olympic female competition in this class of sailboat. On the surface, the view off the coast of the Olympic host city, Rio de Janeiro, pretty spectacular. But the sailors are trying hard to stay out of the water.
We don't want to swim in it.
They say the bay here is terribly polluted. You've hit garbage out here?
Yes. Yeah.
What kind of garbage? What do you hit?
A lot of plastic bags, but training partners of us also hit a chair or some wood.
Furniture?
Yes.
This is the kind of stuff they're talking about. Look at this trail of garbage. Flip-flops, tennis shoes, blocks of wood on the surface of Guanabara Bay, very close to where the sailors and athletes are training. Rio has been struggling with its notoriously polluted waters for decades. We caught up with the city's mayor at the opening of a brand new sewage treatment plant. It's aimed at providing modern services to hundreds of thousands of residents of Rio for the very first time.
Do you think the water is going to be safe for the Olympic athletes?
Yes, I mean, we had, first thing, because where in Guanabara Bay the sailing is going to happen, it's the cleanest area of Guanabara Bay, it's the entrance of Guanabara Bay.
But people who make a living in Rio's waters disagree with the mayor. We don't get far in fisherman Felipe Fernandez's boat before his motor stalls. The propeller tangled in a plastic bag. Travel a little further and we find this. It smells awful here, and not just like mud at low tide, but something far more toxic. And the fisherman we're with says that this is basically raw sewage that has washed down out of the city. The untreated waste of millions of Rio's residents who do not have modern sanitation. It all drains into canals like this, where local fishermen moor their boats. How's the fishing? We don't fish here, he says.
A pesca aqui? Não tem pesca aqui.
Impossible.
Não, impossível.
Look at Rio now, he tells me. We will host the Olympics, but we don't even have a basic sewage system. The pollution here, one of the sad realities facing residents and now athletes at these upcoming Olympics. But these German sailors say they're willing to risk these dirty waters for their shot at Olympic glory. Ivan Watson, CNN, Rio de Janeiro.
Ivan Watson, thank you for that piece. You now understand a situation that before was just a mystery. All right, so coming up, championship rematch. The Warriors and the Cavs. The man on your left, the young upstart star. The man on your right, the physical phenom. It could be the highest-rated NBA final ever. What to watch for? The Bleacher Report is next.
Welcome to Opportunities Knocking, where self-proclaimed financial superstars pitch you investment opportunities.
I've got a fantastic deal for you. Gold. With the right pool of investors, there's a lot of money to be made.
But first, investors must ask the right questions and use the Smart Check Challenge to make the right decisions.
You're not even registered. I'm done with you.
I can.
Savvy investors check their financial pro's background by visiting smartcheck.gov.
When you booked this trip, you didn't know we had hundreds of thousands of places to stay all over the world. Or that we searched billions of flights to get you here. A few weeks ago, you didn't even know where here was. Now the only thing you don't know is how you're gonna leave. Expedia, technology that connects you to the people and places that matter.
New bikes aren't selling, guys.
What are you gonna do? How about we pump more into promotions?
Yeah, what else?
What if we hire more sales reps?
Yeah, what else?
What if we digitize the whole supply chain?
So people can customize their bike before they buy it.
That worked better than expected.
I'll dial it back.
Yeah, dial it back. Just a little.
Live business powered by SAP. When you run live, you run simple.
Put some distance between you and temptation with Meta Appetite Control. Clinically proven to help reduce hunger between meals. New from Metamucil, the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
This is a pea, not something pretending to be a pea. That's slow roasted chicken, a carrot. You'll see them in every dish from Nutrish Recipe. Real chicken or beef is the #1 ingredient. There's no corn, wheat, or soy. Nutrish. Real recipes, real ingredients, real good.
CNN tomorrow. Go inside with Morgan Spurlock, High Roller.
See, beginner's luck.
Morgan searches for the secret to beating the house.
Just go all in.
Morgan Spurlock, Inside Man, starts tomorrow at 10 on CNN.
Your home is your castle. So when pests invade, you want the strongest defense you can get.
You want warriors like us.
We're Terminix, an elite force of anti-pest professionals.
We're armed with 85 years of successful missions.
And right now,
Terminix will also design a custom battle plan for defending your home by giving you a free pest estimate. Call now.
We'll wipe out those invaders, and we won't stop until every last one is history and your home is pest-free.
Then we'll stand guard to defend your home against future invasions.
With 100% satisfaction, money-back guarantee. It's our unbreakable vow to eliminate pests that even think of breaching your walls.
If they come back,
So will we.
Defending your castle is a big job. Pests? Not here.
Not now.
not in your house.
Get a free pest estimate. Call 1-800-495-7921.
This is CNN. Closed captioning brought to you by America's Best Value Inn, the best value on the road.
Enjoy great value when you get away and stay at over 1,000 America's and Canada's best value inns. Room discounts, instant rewards, and a hometown touch.
What will happen the second time? The Cavs face the Warriors in the NBA Finals again. They're trying to bring that elusive championship home to Cleveland. Let's get to Coy Wire. He's got more in this morning's Bleacher Report. How do you see it, my man?
I think I'm going to pull for those Cavs. Even though the Warriors are 2-1 favorites in the game, Chris, the defending champs all time are just 6-7 when two teams face in consecutive years in the finals. So could this be the year for Cleveland? They haven't won a pro sports championship there in 52 years, so they're hungry. They fell just shy last year, but remember, LeBron didn't have Kevin Love, didn't have Kyrie Irving. Both were out with injuries. This year, they're full throttle, but so are the Warriors. They set that NBA's all-time regular season wins record. But what would it matter if they were to be defeated in the finals by the Cavs? After all, guys, the ring is the thing. Let's check out Tail and Tate. Two best players going toe-to-toe. LeBron's 6th straight finals appearance. He's won 2. Curry has 1. Curry's won the last 2 league MVPs, but LeBron has 4 combined. Guys, they make $60 million a year in endorsements. This is going to be a hot one. NHL Stanley Cup Final, Penguins Sharks, Game 2 overtime. Sid the Kid Crosby wins the faceoff, slangs it to Letang. Oshiri with the flame. Oh, that's game. That's right, 23-year-old rookie Connor Sheary, brought up from the team's AHL affiliate midway through the season. Now, 2 goals in 2 Stanley Cup Final games. Game 2 hero, too. Penguins take the 2-0 series lead. Game 3 Saturday in San Jose. All right, this just in, folks. 7'1", 340-pound NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is on the loose. He's posing as a driver and preying on unsuspected Lyft customers. He's got a plethora of costumes and aliases. He's coming for you. Here's the video.
I'm from Brazil. My favorite Laker player is Kobe. You can't get off the car.
Are you not entertained? Do you not recognize what I've done as a Laker?
Rolling the lift for my roster. We don't eat pasta. We watching our cars.
Stop. That's terrible, Mom.
The whole video is must-see. We tweeted it out, guys. I don't know how Shaq even fits in a car, and then it's hilarious. Good stuff.
Do his passengers know it's Shaq that they're riding with?
There were a couple who genuinely had no clue. I don't know how, but it is funny, must-see stuff, guys.
Oh, good stuff.
I like him with the dreads.
I like him with all of it.
I like the big fro, too,
I do, too. That's fantastic. The carpool karaoke works for everybody. That is a funny shtick, regardless of who does it. It's so good.
Yeah, Pierre from France was ooh la la wee wee.
Look at her. Look how scared she is.
We're looking off screen because they're playing the videos
I don't know.
over
They
there.
hands down like that.
Oh.
Look at that. Is that amusing? They don't even know what we're looking at.
Some Friday Eve laughs for you there this morning. Thank you, Coy. All right, a serious issue we're going to talk about next, the threat of Zika growing here in the U.S. How concerned should you be? And the head of the CDC is going to join us with what you need to know next.
We went to Sandals because the best of everything was included. Sandals said they had more quality inclusions than any other resorts on the planet. What we never expected was, they do. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
By the end of the day, my feet are beat up.
They're so dry and so cracked.
It felt like sandpaper.
O'Keefe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked feet.
The product is working immediately.
My feet felt healthy.
It changed my life.
Learn more at o'keefescompany.com.
As employee benefits get more complex, one company is making benefits more human.
Namely. Namely offers world-class medical, dental, and ancillary benefits from the nation's top carriers. Our benefits consultants will help you choose the best plans for your people, while Namely software makes it easy to manage your benefits.
Having someone who is there to tell us what would be ideal for our demographics is exceedingly helpful.
I can see exactly what we're deducting from somebody. I can look at what they've elected. I can see everything all in one place.
I have more time to expand people operations, to better serve our employees, to foster a better culture.
Employees are like, oh, this is so easy to use.
I don't have to worry about any of the benefits or HR issues. I know that I'm in good hands.
Namely helped my company save hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Find out how Namely can make employee benefits more human for your organization. Go to namely.com to schedule a free demo.
Do you toss and turn all night? Can't sleep because your spouse is snoring or wake up with neck pain or a headache? If you're not getting the sleep you need, now you can with MyPillow.
I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and I had all these problems too. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked, so I invented MyPillow. My patented fill does something no other pillow can do. MyPillow lets you adjust it to your exact individual needs regardless of sleep position and stays that way all night long so you get the best sleep of your life.
MyPillow has been a godsend. It's the best pillow out there.
I've purchased at least half a dozen pillows in the last 3 years. Nothing's really worked for me like the MyPillow.
Other pillows go flat, causing you to fold them over or use your arm for support, which can cause pain. Hard foam pillows can raise your head too high and heat up during the night, making you very uncomfortable. But the revolutionary MyPillow has patented fill that won't go flat and keeps your neck supported and aligned to your exact individual need. MyPillow helps you get and stay in deep sleep all night long. Call or go to mypillow.com now to order your MyPillow. Use the promo code on your screen and you'll get a second pillow absolutely free.
I invented MyPillow because I believe everyone should get a great night's sleep. I do all of my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota, and every part of MyPillow is made in the USA. It's machine washable and dryable, and it comes with my 60-day money-back guarantee and a full 10-year warranty. Now I'm proud to announce that MyPillow is the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Call or go to mypillow.com now. Use the promo code on your screen to get 2 MyPillows for the price of 1. MyPillow comes with an unprecedented 60-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. Don't delay. Buy one and get one absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
If you think the Zika virus is only a threat in other parts of the world, think again. A baby girl was just born in New Jersey with Zika-related birth defects. And now there's evidence mosquitoes in the southern U.S. are active and ready to go to spread this disease. Joining us now, Dr. Thomas Frieden, the director for the Centers for Disease Control, who has brand new numbers to share with us regarding the spread of Zika this morning. Dr. Frieden, thanks so much for joining us. Let's be clear, there are still no cases that we know of the transmission of Zika from mosquitoes here in the U.S., but we do know there's a growing number of people who have the virus after traveling elsewhere. What are your latest figures?
For the U.S., first off, as you say, we have not yet seen in the continental U.S., the mainland, any spread of Zika, but we've begun to see spread of other viruses that are spread by the same mosquito. The first case of dengue in Florida. This shows that mosquito season is here, summer is heating up, and so is Zika. We now have more than 1,000 cases of Zika in Puerto Rico that are confirmed and reported. We've seen cases throughout the U.S. We have 341 pregnant women who have evidence of Zika infection in the U.S., including Puerto Rico. So this is a serious problem. There are some things that you can do to protect yourself. Most importantly, if you're pregnant, please don't travel to a place where Zika is spreading.
I want to ask you about the case that we learned out of New Jersey, the baby born with microcephaly, a birth defect, smaller head, smaller brain, neurological problems. What do you know about that particular case?
We don't comment on individual cases, but what we see with Zika is a range of problems with the infant, from very severe problems to milder problems. And we still don't know for infants born with a normal-sized head if they'll have other brain development problems. And we may not know that for months or years. That's why the plain truth here is that we have to protect pregnant women. That means if you're pregnant, don't travel to a place where there's Zika. If your partner is pregnant and you have traveled, use a condom. And for places where Zika is spreading, do everything possible to control mosquitoes and reduce the risk to pregnant women.
Quickly, when it comes to pregnant women, if you are infected with Zika while pregnant, are you guaranteed to have a baby with these types of problems?
Many women have given birth to babies who appear to be normal. We may not know for months or even years whether those babies have other problems, but it does appear that the highest risk is in the late first or early second trimester. But there's still a lot we're learning about Zika. Every day we're learning more so we can protect women more effectively.
Just last week you were saying that here in the U.S. we are likely to see hundreds of thousands of cases of Zika within a year. Are we ready for it?
Well, the major risk within the United States is in Puerto Rico, where they have a real challenge, and we need to do everything we can to support them because they have had many, many infections that are similarly spread. Within the continental U.S. or mainland, we're primarily going to see travelers, as we're seeing now, coming back with Zika, because there are tens of millions of people who go to places where Zika is spreading. And there's some places in the southern U.S., in Florida, Texas, and elsewhere, where we've seen either single cases, that's been the most common pattern with similarly spread viruses, or in 3 different communities, we have seen clusters of Zika infection, of other infections that are spread like Zika. So that's what we might see with Zika.
The money to provide resources to combat this disease is being held up right now in Congress. More Washington gridlock. We know the president has asked for nearly $2 billion in money to help towards Zika efforts. Right now, the Senate is considering $1.1 billion. The House has their own bill. That's some $622 million. How much money is really needed, and what can't be done without the money?
It's so important that we begin the long-term work now to protect pregnant women better, to better understand what Zika does in pregnancy, to come up with better ways to diagnose the infection, and ultimately to come up with a vaccine to protect women from this infection and reduce the risk or eliminate the risk of microcephaly from Zika. In the end, Congress did the right thing with Ebola, and I'm hopeful that in the end they'll do the right thing with Zika. But the sooner the better. The sooner we get started on these long-term projects, the sooner we can protect women better.
Dr. Thomas Frieden with the CDC, our thanks to you this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're following a lot of news this morning. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump not pulling any punches. Let's get to it.
Do you really believe that Hillary is presidential? I look extremely presidential.
Donald Trump is a fraud.
Hillary Clinton lies. I mean, she lies.
We see someone who is unfit to be president.
Crooked Hillary. She doesn't know what. 11 million people.
Where are we going to go? What are we going to do?
He's grabbing my son. I can't watch this.
The child's life was in tremendous jeopardy.
The gorilla, that's the true victim here.
It's a 400-pound gorilla and a 40-pound kid. My heart sank when we heard that gunshot.
This is New Day with Chris Cuomo and Allison Camerata.
Good morning. Welcome back to your New Day. Ana Cabrera here. Good to have you as always. If you thought the attacks between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump could not get uglier, you were wrong, my friend. Trump taking off the gloves after undergoing a day of intense scrutiny himself. He's slamming Clinton's foreign policy record, insisting she has, quote, no actual talent.
Okay, Clinton firing back, accusing Trump of being a fraud for ripping off students in his now defunct Trump University. Clinton preparing to deliver a major foreign policy speech in California to contrast her policy with Trump's. We have the 2016 election covered the way only CNN can. So let's start with Jason Carroll. He is live from Los Angeles. Hi, Jason.
Hello to you and good morning. It is very clear these candidates are going to continue to go after each other. They're going toe-to-toe on a number of issues, including foreign policy. Look for more of the same from both candidates today here in California.
Hillary Clinton, she lies.
After a day of intense scrutiny over his controversy-ridden Trump University, Donald Trump hurling a barrage of assaults against Hillary Clinton.
Hillary is not a talented person. One of the worst secretaries of state in the history of our country. She's not qualified because she has bad judgment.
Trump trying to get ahead of a Clinton speech today where she criticizes his foreign policy proposals, including one where Trump suggests arming South Korea and Japan with nuclear weapons.
And they sent me a copy of the speech, and it was such lies about my foreign policy that they said, I want Japan to nuke. I want Japan to get nuclear weapons. Give me a break.
But Clinton unleashing her sharpest attacks yet against the presumptive nominee, relentlessly slamming him as a fraud.
He is trying to scam America the way he scammed all those people at Trump U.
The Democratic frontrunner capitalizing on newly released testimony from ex-staffers accusing Trump University of unethical, misleading, and dishonest conduct, a fraudulent scheme that preyed on the elderly and uneducated to separate them from their money.
Trump and his employees took advantage of vulnerable Americans, encouraging them to destroy their financial futures, all while making promises they knew were false from the beginning. Donald Trump himself is a fraud.
President Obama also bringing the heat against Trump.
He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
Trump, unsurprisingly, vowing to hit back.
He's going to start campaigning. Well, if he campaigns, that means I'm allowed to hit him just like I hit Bill Clinton, I guess, right?
Well, let's wait to hear what Trump has to say about the president at his rally in San Jose later today. As for Trump University, his campaign team says basically these allegations are false, and his legal team has put forth a number of people, Anna, who say they were quite satisfied with what they received from Trump U.
All right, Jason Carroll, thanks for that report. Now, Hillary Clinton is set to begin 5 days of campaigning in California. She has a major national security address today targeting Donald Trump's foreign policy plans. CNN's Chris Freites joins us with more on that. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning, Anna. You're exactly right. Hillary Clinton is set to slam Donald Trump again today in what her campaign is billing as a major foreign policy speech. Now, the speech is designed to cast Trump as a lightweight and a security risk. And Clinton's campaign says she'll paint Trump as unfit to be commander-in-chief, arguing that his policies, things like banning Muslims and questioning NATO, are dangerous. And yesterday on the campaign trail, Clinton gave a little preview of what to expect.
Donald Trump has disqualified himself completely. He has attacked our closest allies. He has said, let's pull out of NATO. He has praised the dictator of North Korea. He's advocated more countries getting nuclear weapons.
And this will be Clinton's first foreign policy speech since Trump became that presumptive GOP nominee, so she can really focus her fire on him. And politically, the speech is aimed at winning over never-Trump Republicans who are part of the national security elite and GOP women who question Trump's temperament. She's also trying to eat into Trump's lead among white men. And aides say Clinton will contrast her experience on the world stage with what they say is Trump's constant trash talking of America. And Clinton will lay out what she believes the next president must do to keep the country safe and to keep the country prosperous. She's going to deliver this speech in California, where she really needs to project strength, not just against Donald Trump, but also against Bernie Sanders. A new poll there shows Sanders and Clinton neck and neck in California ahead of the state's primary on Tuesday, Allison.
Okay, Chris, thanks so much for all of that. So let's go in depth with what Hillary Clinton plans to say about foreign policy today, Trump's and her own. We want to bring in the founder and managing director of Beacon Global Strategies, Jeremy Bash. He's former chief of staff to Leon Panetta and a Hillary Clinton surrogate. Mr. Bash, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Allison.
Okay, we have a little preview of what she plans to do in her speech. I can put it up on the screen for you and everyone. She's going to tout her record of tough calls as Secretary of State. She's going to declare Donald Trump unfit and unqualified for the job. She's going to stress the potential Trump presidency and how it would weaken the U.S. alliances and embolden the enemies. Of course, Mr. Bash, it's not enough for her to just criticize Donald Trump. She has to sort of tout what she believes she's done well. And so let's talk about her tenure as Secretary of State, because her critics say that it was marked by some tragic failures. What do you think was her greatest success in that role?
Well, she has a very strong record as Secretary of State. She's going to be putting that record forward. Her effort to get diplomatic sanctions, tightening the screws on Iran, her effort to win a ceasefire in the Middle East to protect our ally Israel, to protect our allies all over the world, and to really rebuild America's alliances. And that is going to be in stark contrast to what Donald Trump is offering. And, you know, as I've talked to Pentagon leaders, military officials, intelligence professionals, and people across the national security world, they're really concerned here, Allison, because they're concerned that Donald Trump is not got the right temperament for the job. I mean, we're going to be handing this guy the nuclear codes, command and control of our more than 2 million forces in uniform. You really want someone whose hand is on the button, who lashes out at allies, who's got such thin skin, who really says the most unbelievable things about our friends and our enemies, the one who wins applause from Kim Jong-un, the dictator in North Korea. So there's a very stark contrast that is going to unfold here over the next several weeks in this campaign.
Let's talk about what some of Secretary Clinton's critics say will come back to haunt her in terms of foreign policy. And one of them is what happened in Libya. And in particular, it's what President Obama calls one of his biggest mistakes as president, and that is failing to plan for the aftermath of the ousting of Libyan leader Gaddafi. Was that an oversight by Mrs. Clinton, a bad judgment call?
Well, most certainly we could have all done better. Our country and our allies could have done better in helping the Libyan people rebuild their country after Gaddafi was taken out. But it was incredibly important to give support to the opposition in Libya because Gaddafi was threatening to annihilate the civilian population there. Our Arab allies, NATO, was going to engage in a military campaign, and we could not have sat on the sidelines. So I feel very strongly that what we did in Libya to support that military effort was important. We could have all done better to rebuild Libya afterwards, but that's a very challenging task. And it's really something that I think the next president will have to be dealing with. And so the question here, because voters going into the election booth in November are going to have a choice. And the choice is going to be whether you want someone who is tested, who has judgment, who has the temperament to be commander-in-chief, that's Secretary Clinton, or you will have someone whose finger is going to be on the button with the wrong temperament, someone who lashes out, someone who has thin skin, someone who doesn't understand the importance of allies, and that's really what Donald Trump is offering.
Mr. Bash, let me show you a latest poll. This is from the Quinnipiac University poll, and it also spells out what could be another vulnerability for Secretary Clinton, and that is it asks Americans who would best handle ISIS. And Donald Trump wins this one. He gets 49% to her 41%. Why do you think Americans have that impression?
Well, clearly Donald Trump has no idea what is required to take on ISIS. To take on ISIS, we have to intensify our military effort, as Secretary Clinton has laid out. We have to engage with our allies in the region, as she has talked about. We have to get intelligence, we have to engage in cyberspace, and we have to intensify our air campaign against ISIS's command and control. Donald Trump has no clue on earth what it takes to defeat terrorism. He has no clue on earth what it takes to get our allies working together to take on a terrorist threat.
I mean, let's remember, it was President Obama who called ISIS the JV team, who underestimated them, and some foreign policy experts say that Secretary Clinton never rebuked him for that. She didn't sort of, you know, counter that at the time that it was happening, and that also makes Americans distrustful of the fight against ISIS.
She has laid out in a series of comprehensive foreign policy speeches going back to after the attacks in Paris